Hello everyone, my name is Fiendy, and today we will be taking a look at Am I the A-Hole subreddits. Yes, I guess I'm reading Reddits on this channel now. I sound like a boomer when I said that. Okay, chopped. Am I the a-hole because I won't tell my wife what my son/her stepson has in savings from my late wife? Oh boy, I just ate cheesecake. That's why my voice sounds awful. No, blame it on the cheesecake, whatever. My wife, 40s, and I, 40s, have a blended family. I have a 16-year-old son with my late wife. My wife has a 13-year-old son and my 12-year-old son with her ex-husband, and they share custody. We have a 4 and 2-year-old together. I always think this kind of gets messy, because it's one thing if you have a partner before, and then you divorce, and then you marry someone else. That's a whole other thing, because it's well, you divorced for a reason. But whenever you have a partner and then they pass away and you get remarried, I feel like there's always going to be some kind of contempt there with the new partner, because you didn't choose to leave that person and they didn't choose to leave you. You know what I mean? It's kind of messy. When my late wife was sick, she told me she wanted a % of the compensation she was issued for her medical diagnosis to go to our son's savings. She also had a second savings account she wanted to add to it. This was on top of what the two of us had saved for him before her illness. I honored her wishes and I continued saving for our son's future. This is a promise I made to my late wife that I have stood by. I also promised I would protect it and make sure it was only ever for him, nobody else. Okay, that's fair. Always respectable when you have parents saving for their kids' future, whatever that could entail, whether it's college or a car. In a lot of places, cars are very important and non-negotiable because there is no public transit, so very understandable. My present wife, that is a way to start off a paragraph, holy crap, and I started seriously dating. We talked about what saving would look like for our kids if/when we got married. She knew I had always saved as I had with my late wife. This story is missing some words in between the sentences, but that's okay. We didn't discuss how much either of us had saved for our existing kids, but we agreed to an amount every month that would be saved for all three, and this was talked about again when we had children together. Okay, so that's good. Communication, very good, very important. Recently, there has been a lot of stress on my wife. Her ex has refused to discuss my stepkid's savings and if he pays anything or not. She also feels like we haven't been able to save enough every month like promised because it was just one thing after another. There are months we've missed because of things beyond our control, like life stuff mostly, like things breaking, etc. Very fair. It's kind of hard to save. As a young single person, it is hard to save. I can't imagine saving for multiple kids. That would be crazy. A lot of people even struggle to put 20% back for themselves, let alone how much they're trying to put back. But also, I guess it depends on what your job is and how much you get paid and all that, but it's hard. You got bills to pay, you have to buy groceries. If you have a ton of kids, you have to buy groceries for those kids, and that just starts adding up. The economy is in the dumps right now. A few weeks ago, my wife told me we should put all the cards on the table and discuss what all 5 kids have and decide how we proceed with making sure everyone gets what they need for the future. Also, what is the future that we're vaguely referencing here? Are you only giving them this money if they go to college? Because not everyone wants to go to college. Okay? It's not on the table for everyone. I told her I would happily discuss what I have saved for my oldest, but I would not be discussing the money left by his mom. She pushed back on it and said all money should be taken into consideration. I told her we don't know what all money is. I said our parents could be saving money for the kids' futures. Her ex could have money for my stepkids. His parents have money for my stepkids. We can't say for certainty what everyone will have at the end, and it's only fair to discuss what she and I have and can save. Well, the real question is, has she adopted your kid? Because I know it's a thing you can do whenever you get remarried or whenever you get married to someone who has a kid from someone else. You can technically adopt them, can you not? Does she treat your kid as the kid is her own? I feel like that changes the whole conversation. Because if she values the kid as much as you do, then yeah, it would probably be important for her to know, because your late wife's savings would they technically not be yours as well, since you already know how much is in them, right? But if she just wants to know because she wants to see what she can dip into, because let's be honest, there are a lot of step monsters out there, okay? But if you were married to a step monster, it's not like you would realize that because you're not the child in the situation, and most people don't realize that they're married to a step monster. She told me it sounds like I don't trust her. I responded by asking why she wants to know this so badly. By only talking about what we've saved on, we're on even footing. She told me if we knew everything, we could focus on the kids who will have less a little more. Yep, that sounds like step monsters. You should not be doing that. I feel like, in this case, your late wife's funds, they need to just stay somewhere where just don't look at them. You should be giving each kid the same amount of savings. Okay, that's my opinion. I don't believe in this evenly divided crap whenever you have someone else's funds in there. That's what your late wife wanted. Okay, I think you should respect that. That our younger two are probably going to be the worst off long term. But they're young, you haven't even had the time to save for them yet. And she would be opening to combining all the money and dividing it. No! That's a bunch of bull crap. The late wife's money is not her money to give away. That belongs to the kid. That doesn't even belong to the OP here, okay? That belongs solely to the kid. Maybe the kid can't use it yet, but that belongs to the child. I told her I was not on board. Rightfully so. Okay, that's me saying that. That's rightfully so. With that, and my son has from his mom is not going to be shared or used for any other kids. Rightfully so. Okay? Why would you do that? There's no such thing as evenly divided bull crap. We argued about it, but I refused to say. She feels like it's wrong when we're married. I told her it's not my money, nor is it her money or money that we can or should be accessing. Right, exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's the kid's money. It's from my late wife to our son, and that's all there is to it. My wife said she feels like I'm keeping her in the dark and not trusting her with something important. She said it cuts her ability to fully engage in conversations we need to be able to have and decisions we need to make as a couple. Am I the a-hole? No, you're not the a-hole. Please stand strong. I've seen it so often. People get remarried, they already have kids, their partner already has kids, but they will just do whatever the partner wants and throw their own kids under the bus. Don't be that person. Stand your ground. That money belongs to your child, and that money is also not your money. You know what I mean? You should be contributing to it as evenly as you would your other kids. It's not favoritism to do that. It's like if you had a set of triplets, or just twins even. Say you have a set of twins and it's their birthday. Someone gives one of the kids $20. The other kid doesn't get anything from that person. Say it's like a friend, right? They're obviously not going to share friends, okay? Maybe they do, but this friend isn't someone they share. Are you just going to go and give them, how much did I say, like $20 or $10 to like make it fair? No, that would make no sense. See what the comments say here. The amount is sizable, and it sounds like it is. That money should have been put in a trust for your kid. The money right now is just earmarked for your son. It could be considered as a part of your assets in a case of divorce. Ooh, that's bad. You need to put that away, dude. This person has got a point, dude. I'm not saying that your wife would divorce you, but you don't want to give her the chance? Because then she'll get the money anyway. I mean, not that she wants it for herself, she wants to put it on her kids, but still, that's not what you want to do with the money. See what another comment says. My uncle took the money left to his children after my aunt's passing, which she specifically left for her children. Now, none of them speak to him. All three kids will never speak to their father again. He is a pariah, not allowed at family functions, and not allowed to see his grandchildren. All he has is his nagging wife. No family, her children barely speak to them as well. Hope it was worth it. That's what I'm saying! This happens so often, where people value their spouse over their children. And like, you know, remarried spouse is what I'm talking about, because usually, when you have a child together with someone, the child you have with that person's priority. Remarried spouses, often, not all the time, I'm not making accusations here, often do not care about or as much about your children as they do their own and your shared children. That's just how it is from what I've seen. Again, not accusing anyone. There are a ton of wonderful step-parents out there, but there are also some nasty ones. Not gonna lie. Another person says, I can't help but wondering if she's done some digging and found a bank statement or something and feels like the money saved there should be divided among them all, including her. Definitely a step monster here, from what I'm reading. By the way, if you're wondering what I'm making in the background, I am making a profile picture for my second channel, which is at Fiendy. There are links in my bio because my description currently does not work, but it's fine. It'll work someday, I hope. Over there, I'm going to be playing and uploading gameplay videos. Right now, I'm currently working on a Legends ZA video, which is like 3 hours of editing. Oh my goodness, I can't wait. I've never edited gameplay before. It's going to be awful. Anyway, back to Reddit. Would I be the a-hole if I refused to crochet anything else for 2 coworkers who still owe me money? Okay, we'll see. Interesting. Crochet is very hard. I have tried it. I have made a hat, or a beanie, I should say, and it is really awful. I still have it. It's horrible. It's hard, and it takes a lot of time. I'm a 37 female, and I work with a small group of people. I crochet and will sometimes get orders from my coworkers for hats, plushies, and blankets. When I started, I made this mistake of taking on a project and finishing it, then handing it over before getting payment. Yes, this was dumb of me, I know. I don't do this anymore. If this was me, I would be chasing around these people like a bill collector, okay? You will pay me, okay? You put your heart and soul into crochet projects. Why are you not hounding these people for the cash, okay? I would say you could probably be like, yo, HR, but let's be real, HR does not do what they're supposed to in a lot of workplaces, and it could just backfire onto you. One of my coworkers still owes me $50 for a $100 order she placed. I'm fairly certain I will never see that money. I've sent reminder after reminder and she has her item, and I've pretty much written that money off as irretrievable. No, reminders are not enough, dude. You have to chase these people down. Another coworker is also behind in paying and told me she wanted to place another order before she paid me for the first one. I honestly don't want to make her anything else, even if she does pay me what is owed. Then don't. You have every right to refuse business. It feels like in spaces such as like crochet or knitting and stuff like that, the space is more like, it can be more of a local community type thing. So a lot of these artists, because that's what they are, they're artists, they don't realize that you could and should have a little agreement that they have to sign before you do any work for them. And that's something you would put in the agreement. Like if they do not pay, if they try to avoid paying, you will never do anything for them again. Not that you have to have an agreement, because you still have every right to just not do anything for them again, okay? I feel like they both abused the fact that I was willing to take time to hand make them something they specifically ordered, that I had given both of them the benefit of the doubt when they said they were having trouble paying bills and paying me. Don't order things if you don't have the money. Don't take advantage of people just because they make it. This is like common where people are like, oh, you do this thing? Okay, well then you can do it for me for free. No. I'm not asking any of my friends to take up their precious time to do something for me for free, even if they're skilled in it, okay? Now, if they offer, that's different, because most of the time, they're not going to take payment if they already offered something for free, because my friends are stubborn, okay? It's like, I want to pay you, okay? I do not want to take something for you for free. It sounds like they don't think as highly of you as they would actually buying it from like a store, which is not great. OP, that's not great. Wanted to be nice, not to add stress to their lives, because I know what it feels like to have to stretch your budget, but this is ridiculous. I'm honestly disenchanted with the idea of making them things. Does it bring me joy to do so? Even if they both paid up in full and offered to pay up front for the next order, I don't want to. Then you don't have to. Let me give you a little pat on the shoulder, OP. You don't have to. Literally, they cannot make you. You do not have to work with them. That's the fun thing about being an artist. If you don't like the customer, don't work for them. There is one coworker I still make items for because she does pay me for my time and materials. And she's a lovely young lady who makes me feel like my time and energy is valued. She raves non-stop about the things she bought for me, and honestly, it's the happiest I've been when crocheting in a very long time. Those are the customers you want. Right now, she's the only one I'd feel good about crocheting something for. So Reddit, would I be the a-hole if I refuse to make anything for coworkers who haven't paid, even if they get caught up on what they owe me? No! Unless, the thing is, you, as an artist, you can set up a payment plan, right? Because crochet items can be really expensive. Like, a lot of crochet sweaters can be up to $300, right? A lot of people don't have $300 for a sweater. But if you do that, you need to have agreements signed to protect yourself. Let's see what the comments say. Not the a-hole, and the fact that you need to ask is concerning. Stand up for yourself. That's what I'm saying, dude. When you're a doormat as an artist, you're going to be wasting your time for disrespectful people who don't even enjoy your craft. They think of you like a factory that would supply like Amazon, okay? They do not appreciate your craft like the one woman you were talking about. You need to find customers that will rave about what you're making and that absolutely love it. It's like being a content creator. You got to find your fan base. They are out there. You don't need to be supplying these ungrateful people. They do not deserve it. My worry was that if they paid and then also offered future order payments up front, I would be an a-hole, because then they'd actually be paying for a service. You say, I know I can refuse, nothing is forcing me to crochet for them. But if they have money they're willing to spend and hire me for it, that's where I was worried about being an a-hole. They haven't even paid you the money they owe you. OP, worry about that. Another comment says, I started doing a policy where I ask 3 times for payment, and if at the 3rd time they don't render payment, they are effectively cut off completely from all goods and services. If they are friends, I still remain very good friends, but they will never see a dime from me again, or a service from me again. Never mention this, I just always come up with a polite but credible excuse. See, this is the perfect thing of a policy, what I was talking about. You can do this, or a written agreement. This is more of like a thing that you keep in your head. Like, you don't tell them you're asking for payment 3 times, and if they deny every time, they just don't get it. You just kind of keep it in the back of your mind as like a what to look out for type of thing. That's the way I want to be. I don't want to create hostility or be mean. I still have to work with these people, and it's a small office, but I'm setting boundaries and I'm going to stick to them. Just because you have to see these people every day does not mean you cannot have boundaries. Please get some boundaries and respect your work, OP. Okay, one more story before we end the video. Am I the a-hole because I won't let my dad's new wife take a look at my mom's recipe notebook? I honestly don't know which way to side on this title, because some people hold recipes very, very close to them. I don't care who you are, they will not share the recipe with you unless you are in their family. I love that kind of traditional stubbornness, okay? Bring it back, please. My mom loved cooking, and she took down all her favorite recipes that she customized and put them into her own little cooking notebook. She started it before she met my dad. Whenever she had time to actually cook, she'd make one of those recipes, and she kept collecting them. She added her last recipe a month before she died. It was something special to her, and before she died, she gave it to me and said she wanted me to be able to make them and continue the love for cooking she had. She already had me started because I, 17 female, used to cook with her all the time, and getting those recipes was so special. This is so sweet. This is heartwarming. I feel like I might get really mad, okay? I feel like I can understand the stubbornness here. I cook using those recipes a little, but I don't do a lot of cooking. Either dad gets takeout or I spend afternoons with another family member and eat with them. But you're only 17. That doesn't mean you won't use the cookbook in the future. As a 17-year-old, you may not even have a job, so you wouldn't be buying groceries. So why would you be cooking? You know what I mean? There are some special cases where some people are like, okay, mom, dad, buy the groceries, buy this, and that, I'll make dinner, whatever. But in most cases, that's not it. That's not usually what happens. So yeah, you're not going to use the cookbook right now. You're only 17. But when you're an adult and you have your own food money, you probably will be using it, to be honest. It's nice to have something you can look through and be like, oh, I want to make that. That sounds good for dinner. And then you can just go and you have everything right there. My dad married again 18 months ago. It's like a year and a half. Okay. I have a 7-month-old sister, and now his wife's pregnant again. What? So 2 months after they got married, she got pregnant, and then 9 months later, she had the sister. OP is 17. That is a big age gap. 10-year age gap? Okay, that's fine. 17 is more like 20. When the sister's 17, how old is OP gonna be? OP's gonna be like in her 30s. And the wife's gonna have another child. That is not near enough time to be healing, I don't think. She wanted to start cooking more, and dad told her about mom's recipe. She's like, oh, that's so cool, and asked him if she could see, and he told her mom gave them to me. I didn't offer it to her, and the topic dropped. But then a couple of weeks later, she asked me if she could take a look at the notebook because she wants to start making family meals for all of us, and I said no. I told her to start her own recipes, but I'm not sharing mom's with hers. From the stepmom's perspective, why would I want to see her note? Why? I mean, I'm not sure how it works. There's a lot of like remarried stories in this video. Why can't you just make your own? You make your own book, your own memories. If OP said no, then the stepmom should accept that and just start her own book. She told me it was crummy of me to keep them to myself and I should want to share with my family. That is a BS excuse. I've heard that in so many arguments, but you can't keep it to yourself. Please, sharing is caring. Please shut up. It wasn't your mother. You don't know what you're talking about. We didn't really get along outside of this, so it annoyed me that she asked and pushed in the first place. It made us like each other less, and then dad got involved because I didn't give in. He told me it was no big deal and I could take it back after. He asked what the harm was, and I asked what she needed those recipes for, and why she couldn't find her own. He said she knows how much cooking was a thing between me and my mom, and she wants to do that for my half-siblings, and wants us as a new family to have stuff like that to bond over. Why can't you just have your own thing then? It doesn't have to be cooking. That was OP's thing with her mom. Why can't you create something new? Start like a puzzle club or something. I don't know. I don't really like the stepmother here. Really what she's saying is, okay, you're 17, you're about to move out. I want to make memories with my kids. I can feel it. That's the vibes I'm getting from this, okay? She probably won't return it, to be honest, from the vibes I'm getting from this, because she wants it for her kids. It's like, no, it's not yours. I told him I wasn't bonding with his new wife or my half-siblings over mom's recipes, and he should help her find new recipes if she was serious about cooking. A few days ago, they told me to grow up and stop being selfish when I still didn't give in. I don't want to share with this woman, and I think it's weird to be obsessed with recipes my mom found and altered instead of doing things herself. Am I the a-hole? No. You're not the a-hole, okay? You're allowed to be stubborn about things your mom gave you, because she gave them to you, and in a way it's a piece of her. She spent so much time on this notebook. Why would you just hand this over to someone else even for a moment? This is a big piece of her. Let's read the comments. There are millions of recipes and millions of places to find them. There's no reason she can't go find some of those. Exactly, why does it have to be your mom's recipes? She can find, there are tons of like cooking blogs, okay? Go to a cooking blog, they probably have every recipe you can imagine. People who cook love collecting recipes, okay? You can find everywhere. You can buy a cookbook from Amazon, dude. What it is here, the mom, or the stepmom I should say, she wants this for her kids, not for OP. Okay, OP is 17. Probably making up the idea. Okay, 18, move out. A lot of people did it. They're like, okay, you can get out now so I can have my perfect little family and you're not in it. Not saying this is what it is. That's what I think it is. My opinion, okay? Apparently Google recipes just aren't it for her. There's nothing else she could find but the ones my mom collected. Nothing else works. Must be tough to be so restricted. That was from OP. Yeah. Why does she want to be so invasive in this part of your life? It's in a weird, I want to replace your mom kind of way. I find it a little insensitive. This comment, 100%. Maybe she just want to replace her for dad. My dad still gets takeout a lot, so maybe she's insecure and wants to feed him like my mom did. Weird, but that's for her to figure out with him and not with me via my mom's recipes. Ooh, okay, that's kind of icky. I'm thinking about it. She's just trying to replace this woman entirely. In most aspects, it sounds like. That's horrible. Oh, this is a different take. A grown man that can't even learn to cook to feed his kids suddenly thinks cooking with specific recipes is important. You should be considered all grown up in under a year, and then you won't have to deal with him or his replacement wife again if you don't want to. Might want to pack a bag for your birthday, go over to the relative who actually cares enough to feed you properly, and just stay there if they'll allow it. Not the a-hole. I didn't think about this. I was too focused on the stepmom because that was like the whole point of the story. Cooking is, some recipes are hard, but takeout every day? Dude, you could buy frozen lasagnas and cook them because technically they're not cooked. You put them in the oven for however long and then it cooks them. It's easy. You can have canned food too. You take out every day. Holy crap. OP says, yep, he'd sooner go broke ordering food than making it, but he'd gladly let others cook for him. That's a big ick. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Learn how to cook. It's a life skill. Learn how to put some frozen lasagnas in the oven, please. Alright, that'll probably be all for the video. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one.